What we have here is a sequencer on an HMI, which is very difficult to do, to display the sequencer in this manner. But we have your job, or have a job, a sequencer, pick and place type of sequencer. This is the first sequence. Also is a second sequence shown on page 2. The first sequence requires a start button. The second sequence on page 2 should require a start button, but that's a problem with this sequencer. So you're seeing the inputs required. That's easily enough repaired. I just wanted to show that examining the inputs, what kind of results are shown. By pressing the button, you can look at each individual sequence as to what is required. When the button is not pressed, it just shows what this sequence wants to jump to. We are logged in as an engineer, which means these buttons on the bottom are visible. For now, I'm going to clear this step so it doesn't cause any issues with the demo. Also available are outputs. Given any state, what outputs are set or unset. In this case, the squiggly line means unset. Page 3 are subroutine sequences. This is the actual move, pick, and place sequences that are called from the earlier sequences. Let's go back to the main sequence. As you can see, we're at the ready state, or the first sequence. We're not actually hooked to a machine, so we're going to have to force the inputs. This is available since we're signed in as an engineer. Let's say we want to force a particular sequence. Well, there's nothing there. We actually don't want to force anything in this sequence. Let's go to the other sequence. This is where it wants to go, and this is where we want to make our forces. It says that a subroutine is running. We must have tripped that by mistake because of the earlier sequence. That subroutine is not actually running. If we look at page 3, it's sub 1. Nothing is running here. I had done that previously before the video. So let's force that one on, or true. And it's not forced yet. We can execute forces, but still we're not going to advance. Let's force this one on. But we still didn't advance because we're not in auto, we're actually in manual. I can manually step it, and you'll see us advance. Let's manually do that. And let's not play with manual anymore. Let's just put it in auto and leave it there. It says it wants to move, and it's not going to move because, or it's not going to pick because of all these other conditions are not met. One of which is the move subroutine is running. So let's go to the move subroutine. Here this is started. It is looking for inputs. Currently I'll show you the outputs one more time. Currently we have an output for the gripper up request. And to go to the next step, the gripper up request, that's the output. Let's look at the input. The gripper position up signal has to be made. Again, we don't have a machine. We'll have to force it and execute it. Now, as you can see, we advanced on our steps. Again, to advance, we'll have to force. Again, we advanced and we continue on the sequence. The forces are being cleared every time I change to a new sequence. That's automatic. Unless you're looking at it, the force is not there. So we've completed that, and then we go to the move is complete. As shown here, we're not running the sub, but we also need a few other items before we can start a pick. We'll force those on. We need a part present. And the conveyor that it's sitting on also has to be stopped. So that advanced to the pick operation. As you can see, sub 2 is running. The move is no longer complete. Check page 3, which is the subroutines, and now we're starting a pick process. Any further explanation is just redundant. We also have the place process. Populating the I/O is straightforward. It is a separate operation. Manual operations are also a separate operation. Thank you for watching this video.